Hello class. Today we are going to talk about Adderall abuse, and these three women with me are going to introduce themselves and let you know a little bit about themselves.
My name is Chelsea, and I currently use Adderall to party on the weekends.
My name's Sarah, and I am 6 months clean from abusing Adderall.
My name's Kayla, and I'm currently in college, and I'm very curious about Adderall, and I think that I would like to start using it to help me with school and to also be able to stay up later on the weekends.
So my name's Lindsay, and today we're going to go over what Adderall is, why college students abuse Adderall, some statistics about it, side effects of Adderall, how it relates to mental health, how it relates to occupational therapy. So we'll start. Does anyone want to describe any side effects they've experienced or heard anyone else experience?
Well, currently I use it every weekend because I love to go out and party and I love to stay up late, and it heightens the fun and it makes my weekends a lot better. I can stay up for days sometimes, and it's a great way to let loose and just hang out with my friends and party.
You know, I thought the same thing when I started using it, and after abusing it for 3 years, I tried really hard to get off Adderall, and it was super hard for me. I dealt with all these side effects after trying to get off it. I had a tremor, I lost a lot of weight. I was always really shaky, and I really had to go to a doctor and work with a therapist to get better. So it was really a bad
I lost a lot of weight
support.
too.
Those are some of the reasons why I'm interested in taking it. For example, I know Chelsea and her friends, they always seem like they're having so much fun on the weekends and they can stay up so late, and I don't know, I'm kind of once midnight hits, I'm ready to go to bed, and I want to be able to experience college in a more fun and exciting way. So that's I'm looking forward to being able to stay up late, the weight loss, those things. So.
All right, well you guys talked about some of the reasons that people abuse it, but do you guys realize that it also leads to hypertension, which is increased blood pressure, and tachycardia, which is increased heart rate, and you could become addicted?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm addicted, I just use it every weekend, and if I need to study for an exam or write a long paper, pop an Addy, and I'm good, and I can bang it out in a day.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I didn't think I was addicted either, and then even when I didn't need to stay up and do homework assignments, I would be craving it, so it got really to the point of a really bad addiction for me.
So now, do you guys know what Adderall actually is?
It's awesome.
A pill?
A stimulant.
What is it?
So Adderall is a Schedule II controlled substance, meaning it can be highly addicting and easily abused. It's a central nervous system stimulant drug, and it's a combination of the stimulants of amphetamine and dextroamphetamine. It's mostly taken by mouth, but as you guys know, I'm sure that it can be snorted, and we see this a lot with abuse to heighten the effect. It's mainly used for the treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, weight loss promotion, treatment of sleep disorders such as narcolepsy, and it is a dangerous drug if you're not prescribed to it.
So why is it so easy to get? It seems like everyone uses it.
Well, because some people are prescribed, and a huge problem is that they're selling these pills around school for $1 to $5, and people buy them to abuse them.
Knowing from experience, it was just so easy to get them. A lot of my college friends were prescribed them, and they would easily just sell them to you for a couple dollars. So it's super easy to get, and they're super cheap, and people are willing to sell them.
Yeah, when I want them, I can get them in an hour, maybe less.
So some statistics is that full-time college students are twice as likely to abuse Adderall than their peers who are not in college. And nearly 90% of college students who abuse Adderall also report binge drinking. And over 50% of those are regular alcohol users. Have you guys ever used Adderall and abused drinking with it?
It's the best way to do it. that's what keeps me up every weekend. That's what makes my weekend so fun.
Yeah, I remember there was like, I could stay up for 2 days and drink and you don't really get a hangover because you're just still completely wound up from the Adderall. And I mean, it was good then, but coming down from it was terrible. That's one of the main reasons why I finally stopped and got help.
Is this something that you still would like to do?
Well, I mean, I can just see both sides of it where it's fun, but then I can also see how it can affect you in the long term.
Now, have you guys, since you're recovering, did you see any doctors?
Yeah, I worked closely with my doctor because he really wanted to monitor everything because it can be dangerous getting off that. So I was able to check in with him once a week or call whenever. And I also worked with an occupational therapist, and she really helped me get through the recovery phase.
So what did you do with the occupational therapist?
We did a lot of things. I mean, she helped me address certain like triggers I had, a lot of like coping strategies, and then just, you know, help me set goals. So it was really beneficial.
That's good. Have you ever thought about going to see an occupational therapist?
No, I mean, I really don't think I have a problem with it. I think it's just something to do on the weekends and something that's fun.
All
But I
right.
can see the negative sides, and
Well,
maybe I'll have to rethink.
Adderall abuse does relate to mental health because it could increase your risk for mental health problems, including depression, severe mood swings, which includes bipolar disorder. It also leads to unusual behaviors, which could be aggression or hostile behavior. And it can also, abusing Adderall can lead to psychosis, which has similar symptoms of schizophrenia. And if you abruptly stop, you can experience fatigue. Have you experienced any of these?
Yeah, when I first started getting help and getting off the Adderall, I was just so tired. I had trouble sleeping. I actually had some depression, and it was just really hard to just be able to just like think clearly again once I was off of it. I think it totally changed who I was, and I'm just really happy that I got the help I needed.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. After I take it, the next day I'm unmotivated. I don't really want to do anything. I'm really tired, and I think it's that whole coming down from it, but hasn't stopped me yet.
Now, did you guys experience any negative side effects when you were using them?
I know I got really agitated. I had a lot of like shakiness, and I've noticed people kind of looking at me. I feel like my eyes were just like really wide open. I talked a lot. Sometimes I had some like night sweats. So yeah, it really wasn't good. And I just, even when I wanted to sleep and didn't have homework some days, I would just end up staying up all night.
Yeah, I find myself maybe like I get a little shaky sometimes, and I talk a lot. I have to pee a lot. That's fun. I don't eat when I'm on it. I'm just not hungry, and I think that heightens the effects.
And would you be interested in seeing an occupational therapist?
I think after listening to Sarah and her story, I think that it's definitely not something to be messed around with, and it is more serious than people may think that it is. And some people just think, oh, it's so easy to get, it's so accessible, it's really not that bad. People use it for attention hyperactive disorder, like it can't be that bad if it's prescribed to people, but if you're not prescribed and your brain actually really doesn't need it, then it really is, it's not good for your brain at all.
And I know that with diagnosing it, you can just simply go to your doctor, and it's a simple, quick checklist to see if you need to get prescriptions for Adderall. So that's a big issue too now, because that can lead to all these negative side effects and affect your mental health.
And I also think that it is easily accessible, but on the other hand, they're cracking down so much because they know it's being abused. So people who actually really do need it, they're not getting the appropriate medications that they need to concentrate and to use it in an appropriate way, because so many people are abusing it that now it's so hard for people with diagnosis like ADD or ADHD to actually get the medication that they need.
Yes. Well, thank you all of you for coming and sharing your experiences with me today. And I'm really proud of you for
Thank you.
staying away from it, and hopefully Chelsea can learn from the bad side effects, and Kayla, maybe it changed your mind as well. Do you guys have any questions for me today?
How can we get in touch with an occupational therapist? Do you have a number for us? Or a website we can go to, or?
You can contact local hospitals or mental health places, or go online, and OTs work at many different facilities.
Good.
And there's also support groups that you can attend that can be ran by OTs or other medical professionals.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.